let's talk the rotation. I believe that this Arizona basketball rotation I believe it's going to be an 8-man rotation. Now, if it gets bigger, if there's other guys that force their way into the lineup, that is absolutely fantastic. But here's what you got. Jaden Bradley is going to play a ton of minutes. Duh. Caleb Love would play a ton of minutes. Duh. KJ Lewis, obviously. Trey Townsend, Mount Crevis, Awaka, and then, Dell'Soro, and then who am I forgetting? There's one other one, and it's an obvious one as well.
Townsend.
And I already said Townsend. Townsend's starting. Who's the third guy off the bench then?
Carter.
Oh, Carter Bryant. Duh. Yeah, duh. Carter Bryant. Yes, very, very good point. That to me is the 8. Again, now if somebody forces their way into the rotation, that is absolutely fantastic. But that is the 8, Sheer. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, Tommy's going to do everything he can to try to make Henry part of the rotation. He even brought him up at the fan event the other night and was saying, like, I think people are forgetting about Henry. That's one of those believe it when I see it type of deals. I think you'll have nights where maybe he goes a little deeper than 8. But, yeah, I mean, that's in the NCAA tournament, that will be the rotation. If Henry winds up being good enough, Jamari winds up being good enough, and any of these guys wind up being good enough, awesome. But I think those are the 8 that you probably have confidence in contributing.
Now, the backup point guard spot is going to be fascinating because Jaden Bradley is going to have to play Jason Gardner-type minutes. He's probably going to have to play 35 minutes per game. I am more than okay with that. But James Casillas, yes, St. would play over Orso, correct. But I don't know that he's coming here to play 14 minutes per game. But that's kind of where we're at. I think, is Caleb Love probably going to be the backup at that point?
At the point?
Yeah.
From what I understand, and this is part of the pitch to bring him back, also Caleb Love and the third point guard to be KJ Lewis. They believe that KJ, not for like 20 minutes a game, but they believe that KJ is capable of handing point.
All right. Well, I don't know that I see that with KJ, but I would love to.
I don't either, but that's coming directly from the guys that are in charge of that, so we'll see.
Right. So we will find that. We will definitely find that one out. Now, but that's the rotation to me. And I think that what I like about this rotation is that you got a little bit of everything off the bench. And that Tobe Awaka, we know exactly what he can do. He is he's a big physical dude, a bruiser guy that can, go in there, throw some bows. But I also think with a coach that actually understands offense to a certain degree, I do believe that I believe he's going to be better, and I believe he's going to be a starter the following season. Arizona did not really have anybody like Tobe Awaka this past year. I am excited about Tobe Awaka.
Yeah, tough dude. I think he's better offensively than we probably think, or that he was at Tennessee. It wouldn't surprise me if he's not playing a ton of minutes right away. I think that his real role will probably show up next season.
I agree.
2 seasons from now, I think he'll be a vital part of this team, if not a starter. But he's a guy where, I mean, he's the backup 5, right? Like Steven is clearly, the coaching staff, and you don't think Emmanuel Steven is ready right now.
No, he's not. Stop asking me about him, people.
Right. So Awaka is the backup center. He's not a 4. He is a 5, strictly a 5. It would be a very unique lineup if he's in at the 4.
Yes, exactly. I could actually see Emmanuel Steven. I could see Emmanuel Steven redshirting, and I would have no problem with that. We're going to get the rankings here in a second. But wild card off the bench is Carter Bryant. I am curious because he does have the talent to force his way into more minutes. I kind of feel that exactly what you're going to get with Awaka to a certain degree, certainly with Dell'Soro. Carter Bryant is the one dude where you've got a little bit of a if Carter comes in fully motivated, fully ready to go, I can see Carter forcing his way, not necessarily into the starting lineup, but to being that guy that you have to bring in off the bench at that under 16 timeout or that wherever. He's got that. He's the one that has that potential.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's a guy where he's going to play. And we said this before. If Carter Bryant becomes a consistent basketball player, he's going to be really, really good, and Arizona's going to have no choice but to put him on the court.
Right.
The issue is that, I'm pretty sure Carter does this. There's going to be games where he probably plays 20 minutes, and there's going to be games where he probably plays 10 to 12. So overall, it's just Carter to me is the one that I'm really curious about because I think he's super talented. It's just a matter of what Carter shows up each game.
All right, now let's talk about the other players. Henry, I'll believe it when I see it again. I would love to be wrong on Henry. Would totally love to be wrong on Henry. Conrad Martinez, I do not see playing again. I'd love to be wrong on Conrad Martinez. There could be a my bad Conrad movement as well. Everybody's asking me about Jamari Phillips. Here's just what I'm going to say: when you haven't played a ton of basketball in the last year, this is a loaded team. I keep getting people that are sending me highlight clips. Yes, I'm more than I'm more than aware of what he's capable of. It's just there's just kind of a numbers game right now. And if he forces his way into the rotation, that would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I'll be blunt. I just don't see where his minutes come from.
Right.
And he's talented. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't see where the minutes this year come from. He has to be patient. It's going to test him in big ways. And I think if he's patient, and it'll pay off for him. But this year, you just look at the roster. Now, maybe it becomes easier if Love and Sainin aren't on Arizona, but that feels unlikely. If both guys somehow come back to the roster, there's definitely no minutes for Jamari. It's going to be very interesting to see play out.
It's just kind of a numbers game because only so many guys, to quote Nipsey Hussle, circle got smaller, everybody can't go.